everybody. I'm Amy Broderick. I'm here today with another Miracles and Wonders interview. And I'm pleased to have with me today Deborah and Floyd Nixon. And we are excited to share some of the miracles that have happened with King John Smarty, with the Holotech tools, with the Jedi healing thread. And so we're just going to launch off here. Say hello, you guys.
Hi, I'm not Nixon. My last name is Cordova. So I'll start that off that my name is Floyd Cordova, and I am Native American, and I represent the Jicarilla Apache tribe. Kind of that's how we all got into this, is because we are caretakers of Mother Earth. And I believe that the person who everybody calls God, we call Daddy, is responsible for all this, because he is putting everybody together that need to be together in this great time of celebration for the return of our King. I didn't find King Smarty. He found me in a dream, and I kind of followed his lead, and I followed Daddy's lead, where he told me that I would find King Smarty in Facebook. That's when King Smarty was doing daily calls on Facebook. So I'd hear his music go on, and I knew I got to get on. So I'd listen to him and of course participate. I always participate with King, and anyway, that's kind of what I call him. I call him King. You know, I don't really use Smarty much. I call him King. He's my King. You know, so or actually elder brother. I always call him elder brother, because when he calls me a lot, and asking him or asking for assistance and different things, and anyway, he always calls me young man. Hey, young man, what you up to? You know, so he's awesome, and we are very blessed to be a part of Source Directives, King Smarty, and everybody that's involved, which I call the TJs, the true Jedis, because we do have some people in there that are doing nasty stuff, or trying to do nasty stuff. They can't do it because we're above all that, you know. So nothing's going to change our minds. We know who we are, and that's what I was trying to say. Is one thing that King Smarty always, to me anyway, the message that I get from him is learn to be who you are. Who are you? Where do you come from? Well, I did the research, and I know where I come from, and I know where I stand. And when it's time, King Smarty will let them know who we truly are. So at that point, that's when everybody will know. It's kind of a secret.
Exactly.
Not really a secret. We all.
It's coming soon.
But it's coming real soon, and it's going to be a blessing just to share that. Yes.
I can't wait. And I'm just so grateful that you both were able to come on today. So Deborah, did you have anything to add to that piece?
Well, I was going to tell you that I was in a car accident when I was in my 20s. And I spent about a year in a wheelchair, and I learned how to walk again.
Wow.
And that was 110% Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd be there forever. And
you're a walking miracle right there.
So, but I messed up. And in 2007, because my brother kept prompting me, I went for a physical. I don't believe in doctors, but I went for this physical, and she wanted to give me a tetanus shot. And she didn't give me tetanus shot. She gave me a DPT shot. And I had a horrible reaction to it, and I was vaccine damaged. And I developed arthritis so bad I could barely walk. And I had limped for the last 15 years, and I mean severely. I barely walked. It was an act of faith every day to get up and go to work. And I kept telling the doctors and of course the chiropractors and everyone else, Daddy was going to heal me. I was not going to receive treatment. I did take muscle relaxants twice over the last 15 years, but no medications, just the muscle relaxers. And then I got on a call with King Smarty, and he said that I had broken parts, and he started working on me, and that helped with the discomfort. But I didn't actually get my healing until one of the Jedi, when they first released the crystalline healing generators, they ran my picture through. And I was walking with a crutch. It had gotten that bad. And I was working in a warehouse. And I call it faith that moved Daddy to act. I put the crutch down overnight, and I've never used it since. And I don't limp anymore.
Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited to hear that. I just want to show for the new people watching, this is the crystalline healing generator. And we use this every day to help people. And we just set it on our printer, or I have a little camera with the printer. And then we shoot your photo through the printer. And this generator will actually change and reorganize your DNA. And like I have some pictures right here of people I've been working on, and yeah, and so this allows them to get the healing that they need. So I love that story, and it chokes me up to think about you going through all of that, especially just relating. I have someone so close to me right now that's just had a pretty damaging accident, and yeah, I mean, we know every day that we're living in miracle land now, and it's it is a wonder. And in your case, I didn't know your story, so that's why I love doing this. Is we got to get stories out there more and more. So that's beautiful. So you're doing well now?
I can walk through the grocery store. I can walk. I can walk. I don't need a crutch. I'm free. The freedom I'm experiencing now is miraculous. Yes.
Beautiful.
And there is a dream people take for granted that they can walk.
Exactly. So yeah, I can see that twinkly energy in you now, Deborah. It's awesome. Well, what else would you like to share? That was an amazing miracle. We could end right there, but we've got some time, and I want to hear from both of you. So what else would you like to talk about? We know, I will just say real quick, we know in doing this work that the more we work on other people, the more we actually receive our own blessings and our own healings. And you're an example of that, because I know you're doing the work day to day in assisting others too. So from there, let's just segue back to you talking about some work.
I was so impressed with the healing I received. Of course, I purchased a crystalline healing generator, and I've been running people through. One of the other Jedi before I got mine actually ran my brother through, and he had a compromised liver, advanced liver disease. And then they diagnosed him with COVID. They put him in the hospital. They put him on remdesivir and wouldn't let anyone see him when the remdesivir caused liver failure. I mean, complete liver failure. And I told my nephew that I could see there was a nurse sitting in front of his room wondering why he hadn't left yet, if you know what I mean.
And died, yeah.
My nephew went and got him out of that hospital. He had a power of attorney, and he brought him home to Virginia, and they took him to another hospital, and they were telling him he was going to have a liver transplant. Well, his liver miraculously started working again. And he did live another year and a half, but he kept going to the doctors and getting treatments. And we kept running him through. And I think he and Daddy had a meeting. He had a year and a half with the grandkids, never had a liver transplant. He was healthy. He walked around, he did stuff. He was not bedridden. At some point, he did leave recently.
Mhm.
I think that was an agreement. Daddy had decided he and Daddy decided it was time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny that they're her brother, because both him and I suffered of the same thing. I suffered from liver disease also because I contracted HepC
From somewhere.
from somewhere. I don't know. I've never been a drug user, but anyway, I did get it, and I did end up going through the AMH treatment, which was a horrible mistake. It took probably 4 or 5 years out of my life.
Wow.
I mean, we have a tree out in the backyard, which we call our prayer tree. I kind of plant all the herbs around it and stuff like that. We have strawberry plants and stuff like that. Anyway, I call it our prayer tree, and Deborah would find me underneath this tree praying and crying, and it was just an ugly part of my life. And that's why I tell people, man, don't believe your doctors. Your doctors are all about the money and the treatments, and they never get you well. They just want to make sure they put you in the ground. That's the best way I could say it.
Lots of surgery for the most part. Lots of drugs, lots of surgery, cut the body up, that's kind of been the way.
Yeah, so I went to that one doctor, and because Deborah wanted to find out what was wrong. She wanted a diagnosis. She goes, I can't diagnose you, Floyd, but let's get a diagnosis, and then we know what we need to do. So we went to this doctor, and as soon as I walked in, this guy wanted to diagnose me with cancer, and that had metastasized in my rectum or whatever the fuck. And anyway,
He said to your backbone.
to my backbone. Anyway, he wanted to do a colonoscopy, and I said I don't do colonoscopies. And he goes, well, let me stick my finger in there and see if I can feel anything. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but you can stick your finger up your own fucking ass, but you ain't sticking it in mine. So anyway, she jumped out of the chair. And she says, we refuse to receive this bad report, because they wanted to tell me that I had cancer and all this kind of stuff. And
As we refuse to receive your authority.
so then we went to a doctor, right? And the first doctor I went to was a heart doctor, right? So he did an EKG on me, and he looked at me and he goes, Floyd, he goes, you have a strong heart. He goes, and if you keep going to these doctors, they're gonna find something wrong with you. So there right away, I heard Daddy tell me, no more doctors, no more doctors. So I came back home and I canceled every single appointment that I had. I said, if I do have it or whatever, I'll treat myself with cannabis, which I've been doing. That's the only thing that I use. Of course, supplements, because our food is so dead. But cannabis is kind of the go-to plant that I went to.
I make oils for him.
And Deborah makes my oils. She makes my pills. And that and Daddy is what has kept me alive this far. So with all of that being said, is believe in King Smarty. King Smarty will never, ever, ever, ever point us in the wrong direction. He only does what daddy tells him, and that's what we all do. We only do what daddy says, and we obey, and we walk in truth and faith. That's why I tell anybody that I see, especially all the new Jedi, is don't give up. Stand strong. Stand strong.
Yeah.
You win.
Well, they kept telling him he was not going to live, and
And I tell
Dad had
tell-
other ideas about
so
that.
watch me, fuckers. I'm gonna hit you the fuck up and then see what happens.
There we go. Get the stick in. It's a trust journey, right?
Yes.
It's a trust in Smarty, King Smarty. It's a trust in Daddy, and it's a trust in timing. Because so much of the time, it's not on our schedule. Just like you mentioned, Deborah, the healing came and the validation came with the crystalline healing generator. And I was talking to Daddy the other day. There's a couple things with my little fur baby that haven't cleared up yet. And I'm like, come on, why isn't this happening yet? And I've had a huge journey of trust. And, and I know that, and that is what I heard the other day, that there's some new equipment of Smarties that's coming. And that's going to be this, part of a story, that's going to be part of his healing. I've never heard he's not going to be completely taken care of. But it's been an incremental thing where we all want instantaneous miracles, right? And obviously those are coming. We know we're going to see way more of those in the future, but there are also, there's a process, and your story and Floyd both are really illustrating the fact that this is happening in stages, that, and not to say we don't see the instant stuff, we do. But we also have to allow the process too. So.
Well, if you looked at my pictures 2 or 3 years ago, I probably looked 10 years younger now.
Mhm. She has lost probably, I'd say, a good 125 pounds
Oh my
from when
goodness.
she got. And I mean, she's looking fantastic.
My thyroid is healed. The only thing not healed so far is my diabetes. My sugar still runs a little high, but everything else so far is
Which knows
I'm healing. I'm either healed or healing.
Yeah, that's one thing that they wanted to do right away was put us on metformin for the diabetes, and
Nope.
so nope. What we do is we take a supplement called berberine that does the same thing, and it's a plant form. Yep, and the diet, of course. Our diet and daddy is key too, because it's awful to say this, but most of our food is poison. At the grocery stores, we were told not to eat or buy produce from any of your regular grocery stores. There's a health food store here that sells nothing but organic veggies. So that's when we buy veggies, we usually buy them there, but there's not too many that we can eat because there's so many of the veggies that are dark shade vegetables or nightshade vegetables that hurt people that have arthritis. And we have arthritis, so they really do hurt us because we love being in New Mexico. We are brought up with red chili, green chili, potatoes, all the good stuff, and tomatoes, potatoes, and now we can't eat tomatoes, we can't eat chilies, we can't eat potatoes, we can't eat beans, so we tried other things, and now all we do now is eat meat and seafood, carnivorous. We can't eat
a little bit of
very little bread, very little anything else,
coconut flour bread,
stuff like that, stuff that don't hurt us, because man, one time we went up, we go for wood in the wintertime, about 30 miles from here. And on the way back, we said, let's stop at this one little restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant. and let's have some enchiladas, right? So we went in there, had some green chili chicken enchiladas. Man, it put us in bed for 2 days.
I know
But it was
I'm from Arizona, so I feel you, and it's like, yeah, I miss that. And it's not the same in Kansas City, by the way. But yeah, I do like Smarty's sticker series. He's got the super frequency one, and he's got the new one now that takes all the crap out of the food that's bad for you. So I just added those to my refrigerator, and I stuck them in my pantry and all around. And I feel like I can be a little less careful about what I buy because I know it's taking all that gunk out now. And of course, I forget, but we can also hit our wands with, or hit our food with our wands. Sometimes I forget to do the wanding of the food, but if you have a wand or you're getting a wand, it's a good suggestion to be doing that. And this is source frequency in your hand. Of course, it's gonna make anything pure again, that we have in front of us. And every time we don't think we have what we need, Smarty comes out with it. He just keeps coming up with something else that will be like, here's a sticker for that. And I know the dental sticker was amazing for me. I was having dental problems for about 6 months, and a Jedi just sent me those stickers, and I didn't think anything of it. I just threw it under my water bottle and went about my week. And about 3 days later, I was like, God, I have no nerve pain, and because it was getting bad. I was getting to the point where I could only eat like lukewarm food and stuff. But I'm like you, I'm not going back to dentists and going down the rabbit hole, so it was like, we're going to figure this out. And so miracles and wonders.
You use the digital dentist?
I did use the digital dentist, and I used the free hollows, and they helped some. But in this case, the paid dental rejuvenation sticker was the ticket. It just, and I've had just a lot of rearranging. It's like my mouth, ever since I swam with dolphins in 2015, my mouth started morphing. And so at that point, it just felt like I had a lot of stuff go on, and I just felt like I can only eat on this side of my mouth for a while, and then it would shift. And then of course we're getting all these upgrades, and those cause a lot of stuff to go on in your nervous system. So it would cause pain in my jaw and in the roots of my teeth. And I got nothing now. It's great. So yeah, I mean, every day I learn something new that works, so.
I'm going to make you laugh now.
Okay.
I guess I'm an old hippie. We have water beds.
I love it.
King water beds. So I have like printouts of all the holos on pieces of paper that I sealed in plastic, and I have them all plastered behind the water bed. So we sleep on a bed of.
It's our med bed.
That's our med bed.
That is perfect. So if you're new watching and you don't know what we're talking about with hollows, they're little circular pictures of a set of frequencies that Smarty has put into these pictures, and you can print them as individual stickers. You can print them as whole sheets or collages. And so what Deborah's referring to is they printed the whole sheets that have thousands of frequencies on them, and they've attached them to their waterbed, which I think is amazing. I mean, that would be a reason to go back to a waterbed just for that. You're literally swimming in them.
It feels so good, so soothing when you get in there at night. You look forward to climbing in the waterbed.
Yeah, for sure. I never had one, but my brother had one, and I can distinctly remember waking up from a party with a bunch of people, all of us puppy piled on a waterbed. Yeah, it's a good memory. Is Floyd getting some show and tell?
Yeah.
There we go. There you
You
go.
know?
Yeah.
Printed both sides. Also.
Yeah, awesome. And we've gotten fancy in the last few years, haven't we? It's just gotten nicer and nicer how organized and pretty everything's gotten. And so yeah, you can pile those on, you can stack them on top of each other. You know, it doesn't matter if they're this size or this size, you know, they're going to get the job done and you know, bring in, you know, the frequencies that your body needs.
Right. I also charge my water too. I go to the computer and I charge all my water. Mostly it's all the stuff that Bob Gray and Chris have put together, you know.
Cocktails.
Bob is amazing with his cocktails. Yeah, those are awesome. You know, so it's kind of like whatever's bothering me that day, that's what I charge. So it's all good. But yeah, there's so many tools right now in comparison to when we first started. You know what I mean? So all these new Jedis are spoiled that they have all these stuff available to them. You know what I mean? So just you know what I tell all the newbies: utilize all the free stuff, man. And now if you can afford to help King Smarty by purchasing his products, then go for it there too. But don't stop loving Daddy. That's the whole key: is get close to your daddy, because King Smarty's reveal is coming real close and you want to be on the good side.
That's right.
So
That's right.
yeah, love God, love Daddy, and help your fellow Jedi in the best way that you can. Because we work with other Jedi also. I won't mention any names, they all know who they are. But these are all special friends that we can count on when we need them at a split second or whatever, for either a you know, being attacked or whatever the case may be. Um,
To stand with
yeah, it's someone to stand with you, and that's a key thing. So always align yourself with key people so that they're there to help you and you're there to help them when they need it, you know. So we all we all
backup.
we all gotta be backup for everybody else, you know what I mean? And and love each other, just like this interview that Eva, when Eva went over and delivered Princess Sophia, that interview just touched me, you know what I mean? In learning and all the neat things, and listening to King Smarty. Listen to him deep inside with your heart, with your heart. That's how you know deep inside that
Yes,
he is the real deal. The
It's
real.
so true. And I love just hearing all the laughter and Princess Sophia cooing in the background and stuff. It was just so sweet. And but you're just reminding me, Floyd, that like in the time I've been around King John Smarty, I have grown a lot in my skills, in my abilities, in my ability to trust. And I know that part of that has come because of my daily service and commitment to heal other people, and to get the word out. I mean, this is my gift, is being able to do this sort of thing and get the word out to more people. But I just see that I've grown tremendously because of my commitment to serve. And in doing that, you know, I kind of forget about it, but I like to mention it on these interviews, because I didn't actually even ask for it sometimes, but it was given, and it's just expanded the longer I've been involved. And I get tested all the time, you know, things happen and we all get tested to grow more and to get stronger and more in trust and all of that. I mean, that's the journey. It's just lean into daddy, lean into daddy, lean into daddy. And so by using the tools, by helping yourself, helping others, without even realizing it, you're going to be gifted in ways just beyond measure.
The easiest request that I say is, Daddy, help me be who you want me to be. I love you, Dad.
I love that.
Don't be afraid. Don't be scared, because Daddy loves us.
See your face in the
And trust me, guys, I get tears all the time. Even when I speak to King Smarty on the phone. I know I've never said this before, but a lot of people don't realize who we're talking to, but I do. And every time after I get off the phone, I thank Daddy that I was able to talk to Elder Brother, and that it touches me every time. I have to go off to a quiet place and just pray for a little bit and thank him that I have been a chosen one to be here with King Smarty and all the Jedi. I want to thank you all of you. Amy, a special thank you to you for doing these interviews. You are a special person. Keep doing them. Daddy has you blessed, and he will bless you. Accept the blessings and don't be afraid. And to all the new Jedi, love Daddy and get as close as you can to him, because he's coming.
Oh, I love you guys. This has been wonderful. Deborah, do you have any final words as we wrap up here?
I thank King Smarty for all the wonderful tools. I don't think Floyd would be here now if it weren't for the wands and the blessings and the holos. All of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
He came pretty close to leaving us. and,
actually I did leave a couple of times, but Deborah brought me back.
I called Daddy, brought me back.
So I'm going to be thankful for Deborah for that, and you know, I'm not completely healed myself, but I'm getting there, and I'm not giving up. I'm getting better and better every day. May hurt, but you know what? One day I'm going to wake up, and it's not going to hurt no more.
I see you healed. That's who I
Thank-
see. I see you healed. All right.
Daddy would always.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to meet you all in person. I'm sure we'll do some more of these at some later date, but I'm really grateful it worked out today, and all gratitude to Source, to King John Smarty, to the Jedis and the tools. And please like, subscribe, comment. This helps this channel grow so we can get out there and get a lot of new faces exposed. And we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you.